Fuck your God, goddammit. Hi, Eric. This is Matthew of the
Hey,
Odd
Matthew.
Atheist Friends.
Fuck your God, goddammit.
What the hell's going on? Oh, it's post St. Patrick's Day, so hence the green.
Yeah,
The
we're recording on St. Patty's Day.
date.
Huh?
Actually, today is St. Patrick's Day, isn't it? Yeah,
It is, yes.
it is St. Patrick's Day.
It's
Yeah.
3/17.
It's 3/17.
19.
Yesterday was the Chicago parade, the
Mhm.
St. Patrick's Day parade, and so Sachi and I actually went down. We missed the parade because I didn't want to deal with the bullshit with the parade itself.
Uh-huh.
But went down afterwards, and we got like some cool green, all Chicago, stuff, and my flag has got shamrocks for the stars for the Chicago flag.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I got a shamrock Chicago Cubs hat with green, official
Wow.
MLB merchandise. Yeah,
You're killing it.
I'm killing it. I actually am Irish, so
I am too, but I'm like a huge mix of everything.
Me too. Actually, something I wanted to bring up really fast with the St. Patrick's Day. The snakes that he drove out of Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
The snakes weren't actually snakes; they were the pagans, and he drove the pagans out of Ireland, which means basically he killed all the Celts and that kind of the people practicing the traditional Celtic religion. So basically like the animists and people who worship the Mother Earth, basically, you know what I'm saying? So if you didn't worship the Christian God, he killed you or drove you away. So that's the snakes that he drove out of Ireland. So at the same time, fuck St. Patrick, fucking bastard. So anyways,
my neighbor gave me a strawberry Mike's hard lemonade.
oh,
I haven't tried it yet.
this one's watermelon.
Oh, he offered me watermelon or strawberry or lemonade, and I was like, I'll try the strawberry.
I like sweet drinks too. To be honest, I don't like sours. There's only one sour drink that I like, and that's an amaretto sour. I don't like whiskey sours. I like sweet drinks.
I like sweet tea. But anyway. Dude, I've been doing my southern voice at work because it's funny.
And
it's like coming through my natural voice more.
Yikes.
I'm fucking up. No, I should at least slightly embrace my roots, right? But anyway, speaking of roots,
I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just saying that southern accent, I don't know, a lot of people tend to discount people with the southern accent. So,
I know. It's a real shame. But anyway, I got a haircut.
I see it. It looks pretty fly.
Pretty fly for a trans guy.
Pretty fly for a trans guy.
Anyway.
That actually, you're a white guy too. So
I am a white guy for a white trans guy, but
for a white trans guy,
it's too much. Too many words.
Yikes. No, actually, I really like it. I like the shaved sides. That looks really good. I like
the back shaved too. You can't see it. Anyway,
but I dig it.
My hair's really fly. So,
did you change the color at all?
No, this is what it faded to.
Kind of like it.
I do too, actually. I was gonna re-dye it, but then I was like, it's kind of a cool color. So
it kind of looks like a steel gray, something like that.
Yeah,
hard to tell.
With like a tint of mint green. I don't know.
I kind of like it.
Yeah. Anyway, this is our podcast, so we can talk about anything we want,
Pretty much.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
So, yesterday, big stuff happening.
What?
Well, I was lonely and I wanted to have sex, so I invited this guy over. I've had sex with a couple times. Whatever. He's not that great, but he's not that bad. Like, just as a person, he's whatever. He's fine. So he came over and we did stuff, and then we were watching Star Trek, and it was like 1 a.m. And I feel like I talked about my neighbor that I have a crush on like 2 episodes ago or an episode ago or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so I still have a crush on my neighbor. And this motherfucking person, like, okay, this motherfucker, here's what he does. He goes out and he goes and drinks because it's day before St. Patrick's Day, and that's what everybody here does. They just drink all the time anyway. So he goes out, and then we have never talked in person other than saying hi. We said hi one time in the parking lot because we walked by each other. But anyway, but we talked on like texting. But he texts me at like 2 a.m. and he's like, "Are you awake?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he comes up to my door and he like knocks on it, and then I answer and I'm like, "Hi." And then I had this guy still in my bed. So I'm like in a weird position right now. Not that I'm like trying to hide that either of them. I told the guy in my bed, I told him about the whole story. I was like, I have a crush on my neighbor and he went out to drink tonight and I thought he was going to invite me, but then he didn't and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, and then so the guy comes and knocks on my door and we start talking and then he stands there and he's like very intoxicated and he's talking to me for like, I don't know how long, but it felt like 30 minutes. It probably was a long time. And and I was like, well, I really need to embrace this conversation because I've wanted to talk to you for a month. It's literally been over a month because I gave him a heart balloon for Valentine's Day. So yeah. So I was like, we're finally talking. So that's good. But then awkward. And then I told him I had a guy over. He's like, well, what'd you do tonight? And I was like, I have this guy over. And he's like, oh, is he any good? And I was like, ah. Anyway, so I didn't really know how to handle the situation, and I really probably fucked it up. I don't think there was a great way to handle either of it. So anyway, he finally goes up to bed 30 minutes later, probably. And then I come back inside, and the guy like gets really fucking pissed and leaves. And I was like, I don't know why you got so pissed off. Like, I'm sorry it was annoying that I was talking to this guy. But one, we just fuck sometimes. I told you I have a crush on this guy. You should really actually be happy for me. But anyway, it really set off my PTSD last night. I was not having a great time after that because he got mad and like stormed out and like, I don't know. I had this awful feeling in the pit of my stomach and I was like, oh God, like I knew I was safe, you know, but like it felt like I wasn't and it felt like bad things were going to happen. And I didn't know how to like be okay about it. So then I went and took a shower and I washed it off.
I get it.
Oh my God. But I was still really fucked up. And it was like 4 a.m. at this point. I couldn't sleep. And I don't know. It was really weird. And, but then the past month I've been practicing like mindfulness stuff. And that's kind of just where you like really recognize what you're feeling and thinking. And then you accept it and you hug it and you let it go.
Yeah.
So I was like, I really needed to like just take this feeling in the pit of my stomach and just like hug it and tell it it's okay, because that's what I would do for a friend. That's what I want another person to do for me. I want another person to come hug me and tell me it's okay. So I should just like tell myself it's okay and then get rid of the bad feeling. So I really tried that and it kind of worked. It was just difficult anyway. So that's my life right now.
That's a hell of a story.
I know. And in this conversation with the guy, one, he's gay, which is exciting. I'm also gay, but I'm trans, and that puts a weird layer to it, and I don't like it. It fucking pisses me off. I'm really upset about it. But all right. So he's like, well, I'm a bottom, and I'm like, well, I have equipment. I don't know. Anyway.
That's a hell of a story.
Yeah.
You know, this is one of these ones where you go, yep, this is a story for people who are in their 20s. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all this drama. I mean, it's like the soap opera, the days of our Eric.
I know. Well, I was like, why would this happen the one day I invite someone over? It's not like I'm fucking someone every night, and it'd be fine if I was, but I'm not. It's like twice a month if I'm lucky. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I don't think that guy's coming back. So, oh well.
Wow. The days of our Eric.
What should I have done? Should I have just been like, dude, I'm sorry, I have someone, go to bed? Like, but then what? I mean, I probably should have done that.
Probably,
but
I think probably in the long run, it would have been like, look, I've got company over. I can't stay. Talk to me tomorrow.
I tried to hint to that. I was like, well, I have someone here. And then I just wasn't having it.
Well, if somebody's drunk like that, you can't be hinting. You've just got to say, look, I have company.
Yeah.
I've got to go.
I think that where I fucked up is I really wanted to talk to him.
You should have said, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I've got company. I'll talk to you later.
I should have, but I really wanted to talk to him because I've been waiting a month to talk to him. So...
But also the guy was super drunk too. You're not going to have any meaningful conversations with somebody who's really drunk because they're not going to fucking remember it.
Well, I don't know how drunk he was. I've never seen him at various stages. He was able to talk. He was giving really good conversation, so it was okay.
I'm just saying, though. You should have said, I'm just saying. At that point, I would have been like, look, I don't mean to be rude, but I've got somebody here, so we'll talk later. Like,
probably should have. I think that maybe I'm an asshole here.
Hey, you're young. You're entitled to be an asshole. So shit happens.
Yeah.
Eric, blow it off. You know? Exactly. I mean, man, just let it go.
Yeah, I need
to. Just let it go.
It's really bugging me because I don't like upsetting other people at all. Like, I really try to avoid that. I'm very diplomatic, very calm, very conflict. I don't like conflict.
I know, but there comes to a certain point where you just got to be like, look, you know, hey, I've got somebody over. You know, I got to go back. Can we talk tomorrow? And so that way, then you're not being an asshole, but yet at the same time, you're setting your own boundary at the same time, too.
Yeah. Well, I fucked that one up, so that's not me.
Shit happens. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I fuck up all the time, so it's not a big deal. I mean,
it's not.
I have got to be one of the most forgetful people on the planet. I really am. And especially if I'm looking for something and it's like in front of my face, I have such a hard time finding it. It's like, I yell out, I'm like, hey, where's my cell phone? And then it's like 3 feet away from me, sitting in plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
And she'd be like, it's over there. And I'm like, I'm sorry. But I do that all the time. I'm just forgetful. I actually do like this check when I'm leaving the door. I literally do the spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch, basically, because I'm trying to make sure I don't forget stuff. But for me, it's like glasses, cell phone, you know, keys, wallet, you know?
Mm-hmm. I've never heard the spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
It's a Catholic joke. Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
Oh, I like it.
So, but I do glasses, cell phone, keys, wallet, you know?
Yeah.
To make sure I haven't forgotten anything.
I do wallet, phone, keys. Wallet, phone, keys. Wallet, phone, keys.
I literally put my hands on them in my pockets to make sure that I've got it. You know, because I put my wallet in the same pocket. But I actually have walked out of the house, and when I forget to do something, like I'll like forget my keys. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'll lock the door on my way out, pull the door closed, get to the car. You know, I forgot my fucking keys because I didn't do the goddamn check.
Yeah,
I do it all the time. I've got to do the check, otherwise I'm probably gonna forget. It's about patterns. It's about making sure that you don't do anything. And if you know you're a little bit forgetful like me, doing that check, make sure you don't forget.
Yeah. No, I get you. I have to do that every day, multiple times.
Yeah. So I've done where are my glasses? And I've been holding them in my hand. Where's my cell phone? And I've had it in my hand.
I asked when I was dating Tevin, I was like, Tevin, where are my glasses? And he's like, what the fuck? You're wearing them.
I've done that too. Hey, have you seen my glasses? They're on your face.
Huh.
You know? Where's my glasses?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
No, they were like in this position too. I couldn't see something, so I thought I wasn't wearing them, and I was like, "Oh God, where are my glasses?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm super excited for my next tattoo. Did I tell you what it's gonna be?
No, you did not.
Okay, it's gonna be another podcast logo. No, I'm just kidding. Right next to ours.
You're
Anyway,
cheating on me with another podcast on your butt.
yeah. So my top of my chest and my neck area. Okay, so I have the dog paw print right here, but I'm gonna get a globe right here, not all the way up my neck, just partially, like a little bit. The top, like really low right there, so it'll still show, but not all the way up my neck. Anyway, so I'm gonna get a globe and then flowers on each side in a traditional style.
That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That sounds kind of cool. When are you gonna get that done?
When I go back to North Carolina in 2 weeks. North Carolina.
Oh God. Stop that shit.
I'm sorry. It's like it's actually, I think it's part of who I am, and it's really funny. It is interesting, like how I know I have changed my own voice to like get rid of that and to not say certain words. You know?
Yeah. Chicago has an accent too, depending on where you are. Can be their use was on Saturday Night Live. There was a skit about these fat Bears fans and the Bears, and you know that act. Did you hear what I said? The Bears, like that. Yeah. That's that stereotypical Chicago accent, depending on where you are, and I fucking hate it, and I think it sounds stupid. And you know, the gluttonous, overeating, only give a shit about football and nothing else, you know, or maybe some other sport. But you see what I'm saying, right? I mean, I just think they sound incredibly dumb, and it's like it's that Canaryville accent, or that Canaryville. There's an accent in Canary. Chicago's got like suburbs and that kind of stuff, and there's a little area called Canaryville that's got a bit of an accent too. It was a little more ubiquitous, but just like, I don't know. I guess maybe because it's like I'm trying hard to make myself be understood, to make sure that I'm enunciating all my syllables and that kind of stuff, at least as best as I can. So I don't know. I'm not saying that I hate accents, but it's like there are certain accents that just annoy the shit out of me. The Southern accent really annoys the shit out of me, because a lot of times the people who do it just, not only do they sound stupid, but because, you know, of certain things they might actually be, you know, for whatever reason, and that accent makes them sound even dumber. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're not helping your cause. The same thing with the people who do like that, the Bears or the Canaryville accent. I'm not saying that they're stupid, but because of that accent, it makes them seem even stupider. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I guess how much of that can you help? I guess. Like, I mean, obviously we've both tried to tamp down some of that, especially on my end. I know that I just did not want to sound like that when I was younger, so I didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
And it's funny because, like, if you see, like, maybe not so much on the local newscast or radiocast, but they train people for like newscasters and audio, you know, like people who've actually got like an audience that listen to them, to not speak with accents. They do. They try to train that accent out of them because it can be hard to listen to for some people. Yeah. So I like to call it the Midwestern lack of an accent, which is an accent in and of itself, if you think about it. So,
oh my gosh, North Dakota, the accent here. Whew.
It's bad, huh?
The vowels are like, it's weird, and I say things much differently. So like they say They say for ROOF, they say rough.
Instead of roof.
I say roof. They say rough. And then for like TAG, they say tag. I say
Instead
tag.
of tag.
Yeah. Tag. Bag for bag.
It sounds like they're saying beg, as in like I beg of you, you know?
Yeah. So they say like their vowels are very weird compared to how I say them. So I did have to get used to that. I still don't understand some of the words that they're saying, and they don't understand some of the words I say. Whatever.
And so do you talk slower or do you talk a little louder when they're like, I can't understand you?
Well, one word no one understood what I was saying was PIN.
Pin.
And I say pen. I say pen for PEN also. I say pen and pen. It's the same to me. But here, it is not
and pen.
Yeah. Well, I say pen and pen. I don't know. It's the same word to me. Anyway, they're like, no, it's pin. I can't even do it. I don't know. Pin. I can't do it. It's not in my fucking ability to say PIN properly.
It sounds like to me like they're saying like peen.
But like it's not peen.
Yeah. But like a peen, for instance, like not penis, but like the if you look at like a hammer that's on the other side, it's got the ball peen hammer.
Yeah.
That peen is actually to either make something round, make metal round, or take roundness out of a metal. That's what the peen is on the ball peen hammer.
Interesting.
So, yeah, just in case you wanted to know. But
fun fact of the day.
Fun fact of the day: tools and their uses, baby.
Tool time
with Matthew. Actually, I actually took a course in the Navy about tools and their uses. It was actually a class that I took, so had a pretty thick study guide too.
I feel like we should have tool time every time.
No.
Look at this. He shaved my beard.
I like it. I really like the edge line.
It's crazy.
I like the length of that beard too. I like that look.
I know. It looks nice.
Do you know what that looks like? That looks like the 5-day trim in. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. I'm really trying. No, but I didn't know I was gonna get a beard trim, so I had trimmed it like last week, so it's really short.
No, I like it.
But yeah,
I like it. That's actually a stylish looking beard, Eric. I think that looks good.
Thanks, Matthew.
No.
Oh shucks. Okay, I won't do it again. I might.
You know, speaking of trans stuff and gay stuff, there's something that I see all the time, and this annoys the piss out of me. I'm on like military like Facebook sites and websites and that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of conservatives and Donald Trump supporters and people who like Donald Trump but say they don't like any other politics. They just like him. And it's like, well, if you just like him, that means you're a fucking racist. But anyways, either that or you like people who are racist. Either way, put them shoes on and wear them, motherfuckers. You know, tired of this fucking shit. And so, anyways, I actually have said that. I'm like, either you're a racist or you support somebody who's racist, and you need to own that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I'm not gay. I have no gay intonations or anything like that. Like I've said, I can look at a guy and be like, that's a good looking guy, but I don't want to have sex with that person. But I see these people all the time who are like, oh, you're so gay. And I'm like, for one, that's okay in my book to be gay. But I found that people who always go like, you're gay, actually might be gay and are hiding that shit. And I've been seeing this shit so much lately, even more so than normal, where these people who are like, they see people who are liberal, and so they're like, oh, well, they love fags and want to kill babies, but they don't love our president or whatever. They're literally seeing that shit. And I just like, oh my God, just there's so much wrong with that statement that it's beyond wrong. I mean, it's not even wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, it's like, yeah, Republicans say that they love babies, love the fetus, but couldn't give a shit less about the baby. Couldn't give a shit less about people not in their own family who want any kind of social services. I'm just saying that I've just been seeing a lot of this lately, and it just drives me fucking nuts. Where, I'm just really annoyed by it, and
I agree.
I've said that a few times. It's like, okay, people who've been vehemently anti-gay end up, snorting "Crank Off a Crank" episode 2. But you understand what I'm trying to say, don't you? I mean, it's like, they end up in some hotel room with a gay prostitute. It's like, if you're gay, that's fine. I really don't care who you fuck. I don't care. But don't be a fucking bigot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. What I'm struggling with right now is fucking being gay and being trans. Do you know how fucking hard that is?
No, I don't, because I'm not either. But
well,
I hope I can empathize enough and be like, I'm sorry and I'm here for you.
It's fucking hard.
Because that's literally all I can do. I can try to be supportive. I can try to be your friend and be a listening ear. But I'm sorry, that's all I can do.
Well,
I'm not either.
I don't need you to be either.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Somebody's got to do it. Anyway. I don't know. It's like, okay, I don't know. I'm still transitioning. Obviously, transitioning is a very long process. Like, possibly lifelong.
Yeah, I don't think it's a process that ever really ends in some ways. I mean, even if you go through certain steps, there's always going to be mindsets that need to change and certain parts of your personality that need to change over. I just think that there's always going to be something to change. And if you're a growing person, that you should always be open to change and always trying to change something about you for the better. I think that's what makes you a good person.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess that's the same for everybody. Like, even if you're cis, you're changing and you learn new stuff about your gender and yourself. I mean, it's just different because the world isn't fucking against you. But anyway.
No, it's not.
So, yeah. So, since I started transitioning, basically I've been out for almost 3 years. In a couple months, it'll be 3 years since I came out. And I've been on testosterone for 2.5 years. Actually, hold on. April, May, June, July, August, September. No. Okay. Today's my 2.5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Hello, happy half year.
Thank you. Because I started on September 17th. So 6 months from now.
Happy half year.
Thank you. Oh my God. I got this haircut in celebration. I didn't even know it. Anyway. But anyway, yeah. So I've been like the first year of being on testosterone, there was a lot of changes. My voice started dropping a lot. I got hairier. I started getting facial hair. Just lots of stuff. And I was transitioning socially, so I had to get used to using the men's restroom, using male pronouns.
Having seen your butt, I know you're hairy.
Yeah, I am. Oh my God, my butt. My ass is so hairy. I want you to know, pre-transition, I did not have hair on my ass or like just peach fuzz. And now it's like fucking Jumanji forest over here. Anyway, TMI, don't care.
Ugh.
It's not actually that bad. But anyway, oh my God, it's just hairy. It's not covering my tattoos yet, so that's good. They're still visible.
You gotta carve out the forest to see the tattoo.
Oh my God, it's not that bad. Okay. But yeah, so I had to get used to like it's a social transition, a physical transition, a mental transition. It's a lot of things changing, and so my first year, I was getting used to being seen as a guy and presenting as a guy, and that was probably the hardest year because I kind of just had to go by like blind faith or whatever that this is going to be what I want and how I want to be seen, because you don't really know. Like I knew that I thought that's what I wanted, you know. I'm not making this sound right. I was like, I knew that's what I knew I needed to do, but I didn't know the actual results, like what they would be.
Of course.
Like you can't know that. So I was like just going through and hoping that's what I wanted and the things I wanted would happen. So the first year was really difficult. In the second year, I've just become like, I've started looking a lot more masculine. And so as I've gone into, I'm at 2.5 years now. Things are just, they keep changing. And I've really started exploring like my sexuality more in the past few months. Like I've been like really looking deep. Like I know I'm gay. I know I like men, but what does that mean as a trans guy? I mean, it can mean anything you want it to mean. I know. But like, what does that mean for me? And how do I reconcile the fact that I don't have a penis with the fact that I'm gay? And I know that you'd have to reconcile that if you were straight too. I'm just saying yeah. So it's interesting because cis men don't, if they identify as gay, they typically don't want to have sex with someone that has a vagina. So what do I do about that?
Yeah.
It's tough. And if I'm having sex with like a bisexual or pansexual guy, how do I know they're seeing me as the gender I am? Yeah, I've run into that, and they mostly like they'll just see me as a woman, and I'm like, how the fuck do you see me as a woman, motherfucker? God damn it, it pisses me off. So anyway, as I go into my third year, I know there's going to be a lot more changes because I plan on having top surgery next year, and yeah, so I've just been really like introspecting and looking at my gender identity, my sexual identity, and I feel very comfortable saying that I'm a gay man now. And I feel very comfortable being somewhat feminine because you can be feminine or masculine even if you're trans. So like my body movements, they're feminine, and the way I talk, it's very gay sounding. Stereotypically. So yeah, I don't know. And I'm getting more comfortable with that, and that's really cool.
You know, this is also something that goes back to this. Where it's like there are certain things that I don't like. Like I posted a picture of a really attractive woman in a bikini set, but the patterns didn't match. Like the top didn't match the bottoms, and I'm said, is anybody else slightly annoyed that the pieces don't match? And I'm serious. This is for me. It's something that I'm like, oh. I actually like that the pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like mismatched lingerie just really kind of bothers me. It's like I'm just saying it's one of my own little personal quirks. Okay, and so this is where I started getting the queer eye for the straight guy comments, and I'm like, that's when I really got mad and started posting about, yeah. For one, that's not a problem for me in my viewpoint, but people like you who say shit like this end up being closeted homosexuals or tendencies. So, are you going to end up in a hotel room sucking a dick? You know, it's like, if you are, that's okay with me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying that.
I really like that comment about the mismatched pieces because going off of what I just said, mismatched pieces, hello. Anyway.
You understand what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You know, whether or not you agree is another story. But I'm just saying. But for me, it's like that's just. And then I don't know. This is just something I've always just been annoyed over for like the longest time, and I wouldn't say anything about it in my 20s about it because I would get those comments, and I would be afraid to be like, you know, I would be afraid to say that being gay is okay to me because is what happened to me when I was a child. I was wondering if I was a closeted homosexual because I was sexually assaulted. And so it makes you question your own sexuality. And I'm honest and proud to say I'm not gay, but I can be open and honest with myself that, you know, in touch with myself enough and secure in my sexuality enough where I'll be like, okay, that annoys me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's okay to say things that you like, but it's even more okay to say things that you don't like about something that other people might be like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to do that. And so dealing with the toxic masculinity and these kind of stuff, it's like a lot of these people, like in this thing, you know, toxic masculinity is rampant in like these bigoted, sexist, Trump supporting assholes that I see online. It all kind of rolls together into many shitty ass fucking people that are on the internet who say shit like this. And I'm sort of like, no, you're not okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of gay things, and a military thing combined, I'm gonna shift course here. Since the gay ban got upheld by the Supreme Court, that the military is going to start implementing the stuff about trans people in the military starting possibly next month.
Yeah.
That's fucking horrifying.
I did read that the 9,000 trans people that are currently serving get to keep their jobs.
Yes, but nobody else. If you're coming in after this, there's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
This is going to be the same thing after Don't Ask, Don't Tell, where it's going to be a law and it's going to be hard to be struck down. It took the better part of 20 years for Don't Ask, Don't Tell to be struck down as bad law. Signed into by Clinton, what was it, in 94, I think? 93, 94, something like that. And it got struck down, what was it? I want to say 2011 is when that law was struck down where gays were open to be, yeah, because I was the vice president of my college group at the time, so 2011. So, yeah, it took till that long for that law to get struck down. And it's funny because it's like a lot of people didn't realize how momentous that was to have that law struck down. It was a huge deal. Like,
yeah,
I think I've mentioned that I was asked directly when I enlisted if I was gay. Like directly. Several different ways. If I was gay. And so.
Oh, also, trans people that wish to join the military after this can join if they don't do anything to treat their condition.
Yeah, if they stay in their presently assigned genders.
Yeah. How fucked up is that? I was told that
Super fucked up.
For one job that I was going to get, that I got hired for, I didn't tell them I was trans. And I just told them I was Eric. And then they saw my paperwork and they're like, you have to present as female or you can't work here. And I was like, well, fuck, that's shitty, isn't it?
I think you did mention that.
Yeah,
that you
probably.
didn't get that job. Yeah. Yeah.
Pissed me off.
That still is shitty, and you have every right and reason to be pissed off. So
I start with a new counselor on Tuesday.
Oh, you got a counselor. Great.
Yeah, a new one because I didn't like my old one.
Okay.
So I told her, I was like, I need a male counselor. Cause she kept judging me and telling me I don't know, making me question myself, like not in a good way, like doubt myself and stuff. And she was like, I don't know. Like I told her, like one of the problems I was having was I felt like my boss didn't think I could do a good job or whatever at work. And he was micromanaging me. And she's like, does he do that to other people? And I was like, sometimes, like, I don't really know. Kinda. And she's like, she knows one of my coworkers personally. And I was like, yeah, I've seen him do it to her. And she's like, well, that's dumb because she knows what she's doing. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a shitty thing to say.
And she's like, well, yeah, you just got hired. And I'm like, well, obviously, I think I would like to think they hire people because they think they can do the job.
I understand a certain level of supervision. I do.
That's fine.
I get that, but micromanagement is something else.
It got a little much, and I told my boss that, because he was like, if you're gonna take a late lunch, you have to text me every time. And I'm like, I take a late lunch every fucking day because I'm working, and I'm at these places late. Fuck off. And like I have to adjust my schedule, and he got really like weird about it because part of my job. So most people at this job work 8:30 to 5, and they get an hour lunch break from 12 to 1. That's what most people get. But I have to work later at night, often until 7 or 8 o'clock. So I was like, well, I'm not fucking working 12-hour days when I don't get paid more. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm going to adjust my schedule. I'm going to come in at 10 or whatever. And then he got really weird about it. And then I was like, well, you can't ask me to work 12-hour days, multiple days a week. That's dumb.
Unless you're paying me for it.
Unless you pay me more. And in my contract, it says 37 and a half hours a week, not even 40. And he's like, well, you're expected to work like 45 or 50. And I'm like, that's not what you said when I was hired. And also, I already do that. So fuck off. I'll come in at 10. Anyway, so he was just like being weird about it. But now we're in a good place. And I told him that I feel better about it. Yeah. We're very open. That's something I like. We get to be open.
That's good.
Yeah. Anyway, and also my counselor was like judging me. She's like, because I told her I was having sex without condoms, which is a bad thing. Don't do it. Okay, people. But if you do it and you tell your counselor about it, they shouldn't judge you, right? They should just listen. And then she's like, well, what if that bleeds over into your work and then you start telling kids not to use condoms? And I was like, why the fuck would I literally ever tell anyone not to use a condom? I literally give out condoms at work. Okay, can you stop?
And shame on you for not being protected. You may not get pregnant, but it's not going to stop you from the fucking clap or whatever.
I know. Well, I try to pick better partners, and also I haven't had an STD yet, so we'll see.
I've got a revolver you can play Russian roulette with.
Okay, well, that one's like permanent. Most STDs that I would get are curable. Not all of them.
Okay.
I know. I'm very well educated on the subject matter.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, we did talk about. I wanted to talk about like how she was like, so why don't you use condoms? I'm like, I don't know, really. I think it's mostly because they're not fun to use, and I'm allergic to latex. So the only two options I have are like shitty rubber bag or shittier rubber bag.
Well, they've got they're expensive, but you can get lambskin and that kind of stuff.
Oh, I know.
But they're expensive too. There are non-latex condoms that you can get that people who are allergic to latex can have, but they're not cheap.
I know. I mean, I have some. I have used them before. It's not like I'm 100% against condoms. Okay.
Just saying.
Also, I would like to say that it is unlikely that I would get pregnant, but I think it's still possible because I've heard of trans guys getting pregnant while they're taking testosterone. So that's terrifying. I don't think I haven't gotten pregnant in my 2.5 years. So guess we're just chugging along there.
Yikes.
I don't know. But yeah, I think it's really good to talk about this kind of stuff because a lot of people don't use condoms. That's not just like a me thing.
No, 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 no. I I'm just more worried about STDs than anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I
So
agree. I think, yeah. So yeah, my counselor was like, "So do you just not care about yourself, or what is it?" And I was like, "I really don't know that answer. Like, obviously, I care about myself enough to take myself to counseling."
um, as Sachi says to me, she's like, people are not always consistent because people are people and they're gonna fuck up. And I think this is one of these things where you're not being consistent, and that's it's it's okay that it's not okay. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah, but
as long
yeah.
as you as long as you realize that you're being inconsistent in it, and
Mhm.
maybe that you can do something to change that inconsistency. But yeah, so she says that I'm inconsistent all the time. I'm like, I realize that. I know that a lot of things are situational, and
Mhm.
sometimes I make a decision and I look back and well, that was kind of fucked up. I do it all the time. I know I'm not consistent either.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think I'm kind of like I don't know. I'm kind of over having sex right
you know,
now.
there is a time in everybody's life where they're just like, man, I just need to work on me.
That's yeah.
And so, you know, whether one particular person or a group of people in a chain of events bring you to that point, but that thought of like, I was in that spot for a long time in my 20s, you know, where it's like I realized that I was a shitty, dorky, fucked up person and I needed to work on myself. And I tried. And I
Mhm.
and so it's like I went full into dork mode for a long time because it's like this is who I am. I'm just gonna let my version of my freak flag fly and just do it. And so I got super into it. It's like, yeah, she's cute. Are we gonna have sex? No. Okay, move on. And so, literally, I was like that for a lot. I didn't say I was the nicest person at the time. I was an asshole during
Mhm.
this time, and that's something I'm not proud of.
Mhm.
So, um, at this point, I was treating people like shit, and so honestly, that, like I said, that's something at that point I'm not proud of. Is that
Mhm.
I treated people like shit. I did.
Sorry,
The
I'm
hell?
looking at my like my forehead lines.
It's like, what the hell are you doing? I mean, here I am talking about, a particular part of my life that I think is
No,
appropriate, and
I'm listening.
you're sitting there doing shit with your eyebrows. It's like, what the fuck, man?
I saw something on my face and it was weird, and then I looked at I don't know. Anyway,
I
sorry, I
felt
get
abused.
distracted. I
Oh, I
get
know. I it's like, ooh, bikes.
yeah. No, I appreciate you sharing that though, and it's good to look back and realize that you were an asshole, and it's good that you can change. And I'm definitely working on myself right now. It's weird because I've never lived alone before this.
And that's something that everybody needs to do too, is to
Yeah.
live alone, you know?
Yeah. I'm really like my goal, one of my goals, I have a lot of goals, we know, but one of my goals is to just really be okay within myself and peaceful within myself and not need necessarily to be with other people. Like that'll just be like an extra like good thing, like a bonus. But like if I'm good within myself, that means I will always be good and I can go wherever I want and still be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that is
So
what I'm definitely working on. Very zen like. Peacefulness. Yeah. Mindfulness. I want to do like an episode about mindfulness at some point. It really has started, it's been helping me. I've been a lot less depressed. Like it still comes through, but it's just a lot less. And it's really awesome.
Marble just ran by right next to me, and I, hi, Marbs.
Thank
Hi,
you.
he's so cute. He's getting so big. So, uh,
Anyway, anything else you want to talk about, Matthew?
No, I think for the moment I'm okay.
That's good.
I think for the moment we're okay.
It's okay.
So, any do you anything exciting going on? Like, what are you into lately? Like, let me rephrase that. Is there something that you're doing? Like, are you playing a new video game? Are you reading a new book?
Um, well, I've read like 3 books in the past couple weeks, or 3 or 4. And a lot of them are these gay romance novels. Super into them.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
It is really cool. And then I get to like introspect on my gender feelings and stuff. And it's great. And no, I like them. So I've been reading, I've been going to the gym, got a haircut, trying to eat healthier, kind of not succeeding in that all the time, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So I got a new video game called Stellaris, and I've been playing it like for like the last week. I've been playing the shit out of it, and it's basically kind of like Civilization, but only in space.
Oh, nice.
Um, and I'm playing it on the easiest level, the lowest amount of computer people, and I've played 6 games and I've gotten my ass kicked all 6 times, and
Shoot.
I'm over the game already. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, I've tried a couple of different ways to play it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's just super fucking hard, and I'm just over the game. I spent was it $45 on the game. I've played it for a week, and I'm probably never going to play it again.
Darn.
And I'm pretty mad about it.
The way you described it made it sound cool, but
It was. I mean, it's a cool game, but it's like, I'm playing it and I'm trying to expand, but I keep getting the like money problems in the game, and
uh-huh.
then energy problems in the game, and then influence problems. It's like there
Yeah,
was a time when I didn't have any leaders at all because I didn't have any influence to buy them.
you're right.
And so it slowed everything down. And it was like I would go 6 months before something would happen because your influence, you don't have leaders, then they can't speed up whatever it is you're doing.
Right.
And so it's like I would just get my ass kicked. And it's like, we hate you. We're invading you. And then because I only had like 4 Corvettes instead of, I had the technologies for battleships. I didn't have the fucking money.
Mm,
And I'd
right.
get my ass kicked. It's like, okay. So instead of going xenophobic and expansionist, let me go, we love everybody and materialist and scientific. And so I didn't expand as much,
Mm-hmm.
but I was getting a lot of technology. And then, but because I didn't have any influence, one of my colonies broke away. He ended up invading me and kicking my ass.
Damn.
And it was because to the point where I didn't have any fucking money. I had energy and I had influence, but I didn't have any fucking money. So I
Damn.
couldn't buy shit. And it's like, I give up.
Mm-hmm. What's the weather like there?
It's actually in its 40s. Yesterday it got close to 50. And so um, today's another partly cloudy, but beautiful blue skies and in the 40s right now. It's gorgeous.
Nice. It's
Yeah,
it's
in
in
Chicago.
yeah, yeah. In Fargo, North Dakota. It's right now it's 22 degrees, but the high is 32. And the high for the whole week is in the high 30s.
Did you get that bad snow the other day? Did it snow really
Yeah,
bad there?
well, we closed because we thought we were gonna get a really bad storm. We ended up getting a decent amount of rain and ice and just a little bit of snow. So it was not that bad here, thankfully. So I ended up having to go to work at our shelter because I don't know, somebody couldn't get into work from out of town because it was pretty bad out of town. But right in Fargo, it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Granted, we've got like fucking 4 feet of snow on the ground right now, and it's just
Yeah.
melting and everything's gonna flood. And I'm kind of worried. I hope my apartment doesn't flood because I'm underground halfway. You know,
I understand.
we'll see.
So yeah, so I'm gonna go back to playing Destiny for a while.
That sounds like a good plan. I'm gonna play some Gears of War today. I need to we're through almost through the 4th game.
You need to like get Destiny so we can go and do shit. I'll help power level your character up, and so we can like do strikes and Destiny together.
Yeah, that might be my next game. I get.
So let me know when you get it, and I'll help you through it.
Okay. Well, this has been a fun conversation.
It really has been. Really has been.
Yeah.
I went to therapy right after I got divorced when I got to Japan, and I was in therapy for a while. And I got rid of my first therapist there. I didn't like him very much. And the second one was so much better. And you know what's fucked up about therapy? Is if you leave the therapy not fucked up, then you haven't been working hard enough.
Yeah, it's
And do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you should feel better about yourself, but at the same time, you should have a lot to think about when you leave after your time, after your hour or whatever it is whatever it is that you have. So if you're like, I would end up half the time sitting with like my knees in my chest like this, like, you know, because you should feel vulnerable at the end. You should really be talking about yourself. And one of the things that I actually really like about when you and I talk and have these conversations is that when I'm done with these conversations, I feel better about it because it's nice to talk about these subjects and to get them out into the air. And I hope that our conversations are at least listenable to other people and that they get stuff out of them too. I hope.
Yeah, I mean, if we're thinking about stuff, that means other people are probably thinking about it, and if we talk about it, they can listen to at least our opinions and see if they think the same stuff or whatever. I think it's good.
Yeah, and if you do have those opinions and your opinions are different, or even if they're same, let us know. Send us a message, right up on the podcast entry, hey, this is what I thought. If you want to be open about it. We've had messages from people who have laughed about some of the stuff and laughed about either you or I and some of the things that we've said or, that kind of stuff. And that's fine too. So it's nice to get feedback.
Yeah, we'd super appreciate you listening. All of the people that listen, all 500 of you. I'm just kidding.
All our 3 listeners.
I'm telling you, we probably have like 10 at least.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
I don't know. We get like between 100 and 200 listens per episode. So I don't know if it's like glitchy or if we actually do have listeners. I don't know. I don't know. I like our conversations. They're good.
I do too.
And yeah, it does feel a little bit like therapy sometimes, like in a good way.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I just hope that people enjoy what we got to say. Are we going to do the game here really soon? Because I know you got it.
I did. I got it in the mail. So maybe next week. I got to look at it and understand what's happening. But yes.
Okay. That's
good.
Sure.
Sweet. You're going to die.
Probably.
I died like twice, so it's fine.
At least once that I can think of.
Yeah. Definitely once, because I went in the cave, fell in. Oh, then the bomb exploded. Definitely twice.
Twice.
Fucking bomb. Why the fuck was the bomb in the bomb shelter? Anyway, whatever.
It doesn't make any sense. A bomb in a bomb shelter. You're supposed to shelter yourself from being bombed in a bomb shelter.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I don't know.
Really? A panic room? I'm late for my anniversary. That's a quote from Deadpool 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
I need to watch that again. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I got the special edition. There's a lot of extra stuff that's really funny in that movie.
Nice.
That wasn't in the theater.
Cool. Well, thanks for listening.
Yep, thank you for listening. And for Eric, this is Matthew, and this is the Odd Atheist Friends, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.